Hello, hello! And today, in the 7th episode of the Faust Normalized series, we're going to cover far slash. Okay, last episode we covered close slash, which is the close proximity normal. And now we're going to cover far slash, which is the far one. For anybody who missed the last episode, this basically means when you're pressing the slash button, this one, close slash will come out in close range, so when you're close enough, and far slash will come out when you're far enough. So close slash, far slash. Okay. As always, we're going to cover the general data, the frame data, the hitbox, hurtbox info that you should know, gatlings, and cancels. After that, we'll cover all sorts of RPS and neutral uses. When should you use it? Why do you use it? How do you use it? And how do you get far slash's potential to look like relatively good? And after that, we'll cover combos, which hopefully this time won't take as long as usual combo sections. Far slash should have way less interactions than other buttons we covered so far. So hopefully I'm going to keep it short this time. This time for real. Okay? For real, on God. With that said, let's get started. Okay, so far slash, as I said, the far proximity normal is a 12 frame startup button. Okay? If you look at it, you'll see that it's pretty fucking massive. Okay, so it hits from all the way like over here, which is, yeah, it is a really big normal. Okay, like before we talked about like 5k, you'll see I can like manage 2 5ks in the range of 1 far slash. Okay, like 1, 2 still doesn't hit, this hits. Okay, so that's just for like some sort of proportions. It has 2 frames of actives, which is very little. It's very unimpressive, which means it will also be relatively weak for backdashes, since it has 20 frames of recovery. So normal backdashes are 20 frames total. The big backdashes are like 24 usually, and the short ones are 16. So this one is 2 frames of active, and if the backdash it is 20 frames, it always has 20 frames of recovery, but it basically means that usually backdashes will leave you minus, because that is something you want to keep in mind. It is -8 on block, so a relatively important part is -8 on block. Which we will be playing around a lot once I get into the section where we explain like the RPS of far slash on block. So that is like something to keep in mind. And it is is -5 on hit, which is not that important. Usually on hit you will confirm it into a button, but as like the frame data is level 2, so even if you get a hit up close, generally speaking, it will, I'm struggling to do it, it will not connect to mix, but if your opponent is crouching, it will. So here, this does connect. This usually only comes relevant if you're like confirming like a close slash far slash on a crouching opponent. You can go into mix, right? And you'll go into a mix loop, which means you don't have to do that close slash 2s, or just in case you already pressed far slash, you can still do it. That is like something, if you want to keep it in mind, like and use it, that's like okay, right? Same is true for close slash. So yeah, that's the general info, okay, on far slash. Also, if you look, you'll see that it builds about as much risk as 5k, right? I think it like the value is like 1000. The whole values of risk are like super weird to remember. Don't concern yourself with that. That is fine, okay? Like it just builds like decent amount of risk is all you should know. Because like if you hit 2 of these, you already got like some nice risk there going on. Or if you do like far slash 2h, you'll see is like 1/4 bar risk or so standing there. So not bad at all at building risk. So that's the general like frame data. What about hitboxes and hurtboxes? So we said it's super massive. What about its hurtbox? So Faust hurtbox is actually quite extended for this one. So let's say I have my buddy Kai here doing like far slash like this over here. If I am Faust and I'm swinging over here, I can get hit from pretty far away by buttons that have like no business getting to me. But the like bright side is that you can also catch people from very far away with like whiff punishes, right? Like this. So if you see somebody whiffing something, you can swing it. But just be careful when you swing it preemptively against characters, especially the disjointed characters who can swing in neutral like Ram or Nago. So make sure you're careful there. So let's talk a bit about cancels. What can you cancel far slash into? So far slash can Gatling into two options, only two options. Yes, you heard it right. And the first one is 5H. Okay, you'll see like 5H usually is not really in range to hit, but let's say you're over here, so you can use 5H, which builds a lot of risk, as I said earlier, and also sends the opponent pretty far, which is very good for you. It's good for your game plan, because it basically resets to neutral. Oh, I guess like it depends on what is your game plan, but it does reset to neutral. It built a bit of risk, build a bit meter for you, and you can play like RPS from here, which is not that bad. Or you got 2H. 2H is the second button that Gatling. So you'll see 2H doesn't push back as far, and 2H is more minus as well, so people can punish you for doing 2H. So doing 2H does have its like dangers, but we'll talk about like all the pluses and minuses of all your options soon. So outside of that, far slash can go into all the specials, of course, and unlike the K and P buttons, which generally speaking we didn't really cancel into specials, outside of like 5K mix, for example, or in some situations we did buttons into Scarecrow for combos, or 5P, 6P into item, right? We did all these things. But generally, we didn't really cancel too much, especially not on block. Like, we don't really do 2P item, right? Or 5P item, 5K item on block. These are not things we do. Far slash is definitely one of the buttons you cancel more into special moves. And we'll explain, like, all the options. But generally speaking, when you're, like, throwing far slash in neutral, a situation that you kind of want to happen is that your opponent will respect your far slash enough so you can pull out an item, which will basically be like a free item for you off a far slash on block. That would be like a positive situation for you. So how do we get to that desired location of like far slash item? How do we stop our opponent from pressing? So the first option is far slash 2H, okay? And the bot right now is set to block everything, but far slash 2H is actually a natural frame trap. So let's say I set my opponent to jump on block, right? It will catch their jump. And that is like, of course, if they mash, no matter what they mash, they will get hit. So let's say they mash, I don't know, 5P, right? Get hit, okay? They can technically backdash it, but we do have counterplay to it, which I'll cover soon. But technically speaking, if they do backdash, they are plus. If you do like far slash 2H. Right, if you do this, the opponent can technically... Some opponents can punish you, not all. I think Kai could technically score a 2S there. Let me just show it, I guess. If he's like in the right spacing, I think he can do it. So let's say you do this thing. I think he can do it. It's like, yeah. It's like in these kind of spacing, so it's more niche. It doesn't happen too often. He can maybe stun dipper if he has meter. That could be an option. But again, these are like more specific matchup interactions. Backdash is not too strong, but you should keep an eye on it if people do far slash. If people backdash far slash, okay? So we said your first option to stop people from pressing is 2H, because it's a natural frame trap. So we'll catch people dash blocking after far slash, which is good because you're trying to stop people from dash blocking, generally speaking. It will also catch people jumping. It won't catch people backdashing, but we'll catch them mashing, which is good. But what about if they DP? Because, like, let's say an opponent does see far slash and DPs, okay? You will get hit in most cases, okay? There are, like, some spacings where you don't get hit, like here. This is, like, a super well-spaced far slash 2H. This is generally the best spacing to throw it out, too, especially against DP characters. But if you're, like, here, you will get hit. So how do we stop these things? So here comes far slash nothing, okay? I stopped him from DPing for some reason, even though I wanted him to keep doing it. Far slash nothing. And what is far slash nothing good for? Once they respect 2H, and they stop dash blocking immediately, maybe they'll do like a delayed dash block, so they'll keep blocking for a moment, then they'll dash block, or something of the sorts. Far slash into wait becomes really good, okay? Why is it good? It's good because you'll catch them either whiffing a button, or you'll catch them just doing nothing over there, and then you can do another far slash, right? Something like this. Here the far slash kind of whiffs. A DP you can just whiff. You can just punish with a close slash if you want to. or 5k if you feel more comfortable, like whatever you like more. Both will do great damage, right? So you have your far slash wait, and the far slash wait is a move that it doesn't feel too good to use, but it does serve an important role in kind of baiting your opponent to do more things. Okay, so we talked about these two options. You can far slash wait. You can also far slash, right, immediately. Now, most DPs will whip this, which is good for you. You can even still punish the opponent, usually. On most DPs, you will catch them, and you can confirm that into a combo, right? Which is really nice. But generally speaking, far slash is also very strong. And it will catch people delay, like pressing. It will catch people trying to, I don't know, like delay dash block to not get hit by 2H. So it serves a lot of these purposes. And it's very important to show because it will also help you space far slash to be like a bit like further from the opponent. So let's say you do a far slash here and the opponent is just blocking because they're being like a respectful good boy. Okay, so a far slash like this will often put you at a good spacing to toss an item. It will make it a bit harder for the opponent to even punish you on reaction. So that's kind of like the use of far slash. So we covered far slash wait, far slash 2H, and now we have far slash thrust. Okay, and that's where like catching backdashes becomes like a bit easier. Most backdashes will get hit by this, but also far slash thrust will help you a lot against people who are doing either delayed mash. So let's say they do let me show this record. So well, let's say they're doing this, right? So they try to like block the 2H and then like maybe 6p or maybe press like a disjointed button, right? So you can either catch them, okay, doing the move. You see he's just like time to do it. You'll either make them block it or you'll catch their startup, like usually if you delay it properly as I should. Okay, I'm doing it wrong now. I got it right the first time and then like got the YouTube curse. Okay, don't worry about me. I'm just a little me. So the point of thrust is not really to force them to do something proactive. It's to force them to play reactive. And what do I mean by that? Once you represent thrust, your opponent's option, best option, is to 6p it. And if you can force your opponent to look for a thrust, so you'll do like a few far slash thrusts, and the opponent doesn't want to mash 6p because you have your little 2H waiting to counter hit them. So your far slash thrust will force the opponent to kind of like look for it. And once they're looking for it, again, this becomes stronger. Or this becomes stronger, right? This far slash situation. So that's kind of like how you represent it. You need to show it once or twice to make sure the opponent is looking for it. You'll also see this builds like a bunch of risk and does push the opponent further. You are minus 12, but you're minus 12 at a pretty far range. So if you just do like a walk back far slash there, most options will probably whiff you. Or you could just walk back and like see what the opponent is doing. They're all good. So far slash thrust, that's what it does. Force the opponent to play more reactive. And we also have far slash 5H. Okay, and far slash 5H is something you use more in close range, right? And this, where the opponent's dash block into your far slash. So let's say the opponent is like doing something like this. Sorry. Right? Oh, sorry, I wasn't dash blocking, right? So let's say the opponent is doing something like this. If the opponent has like this kind of like dash momentum into you, 5H is a good way to kind of get them out of your face. Because if you will do like a far slash 2H here, the opponent will probably be in range to punish you. You won't be in a very favorable position. You're taking a pretty bad RPS. So I would say going for a far slash 5H once the opponent really get close to you is kind of like the play. You can generally confirm it when you see them this close. You'll probably just go like this and you kind of reset the situation. He built some risk, you built some meter, and from that on you can keep on playing however you will. You can follow this up with a thrust, but I would say you probably don't have to. Like the 5H on block situation is pretty good for you already. Okay, so that was the far slash 5H, and now to supers. You don't really follow up far slash with bone crushing excitement, But if you do have meter, a well-spaced far slash into an item super is actually a good way to start offense in some situations. So doing like this is pretty hard to punish for most characters. And even if they do punish it, some of the items can catch them trying to do so. So even like if I tell them to now, I don't know, do something like this, right? Right? It's very hard to punish this. Here, even if it's not very spaced. Okay, even there. So you're generally good with it, and you'll have the items to cover you. So if you do have meter and you get a far slash on block and you kind of struggle to get it on the opponent or to kind of like do something, an item super is a viable way to kind of create an opening. So these are the general options you have on far slash. Playing and being in control of this RPS is super important because it's one of your main ground game options. And the reason why it's so important is once you represent far slash enough, people will want to jump. Now, I covered in the last episodes buttons that you use to enter people and to get them out of the air. Far slash will make them want to jump, which will make all of your anti-airs better in turn. So generally speaking, far slash is one of your main grounded buttons. You RPS on block if you want to for situations using buttons like 2H, 5H if they're close, right? Like this. You can use far slash, thrust. You can use, I mean, you can technically use mix, but generally no need to. And once the opponent respects it, you can go for item tosses. Definitely that's not respecting. He's right now set to disrespect you very hard. So you can use all these options to stop the opponent. And of course, you can also just far slash, or far slash, wait. Okay, so that's like the general options of far slash, one of your main grounded buttons. I will say shortly that for the combo section, we will not cover anything like aerial, since far slash is not really an aerial, like anti-air option. Like on like counter hit, you can technically confirm it into a thrust. But that's pretty much it. We don't really do anything else. As you can see, it's like super hard to even hit it on an airborne opponent. So that like this is pretty much all you should know. On counter hit, you can confirm it into thrust. Now, as far as like air goes, like if an opponent blocks far slash in the air, sorry, I made him stop jumping, I think. If he blocks far slash in the air, you can get an item, and as you can see, you're like generally neutral. Usually you'll be slightly minus, but not really punishable, so you're doing fine. You don't get anything else. Like if you thrust there, they can't like 6p you or anything. But you also don't really get like much from it. So these are your general options when they block far slash in the air, which is again not common. This button tends to whiff because of its low active frames and not really hitbox that's meant to enter, which is fine. It's not meant for it. So just to sum up all the neutral situation, if the opponent likes to run up disjointed buttons from afar, or like Mei would, or Kai might, or Ram would, far slash is not your button. If the opponent likes to jump, far slash is not your button. You want to enter them first, bring them down to the ground, force them to play the ground game, and then use far slash. Okay, if the opponent likes to use low profile moves, like all these DLC characters that spam 2k, okay, or Axel, God forbid, exists in this game. So far slash, not your button. We have other buttons to deal with that, like J2K or sometimes 2D, okay, or 2H. So far slash is once the opponent plays a bit more respectfully. That's definitely true. But once you do get to play this RPS, you'll see that it's a very key part of winning your game plan, or of winning neutral or gaining advantage. And yeah, that's how I recommend you use it, learn about it, and utilize it in your gameplay. Now we can talk about combos. Okay, so we'll cover as normally standing combos, then we'll talk a bit about counter hits, we'll talk a bit about wall, then we'll talk about meter. Hopefully all of this will be a bit. So let's look at combos. Your first confirm of far slash that you want to learn is far slash 2H. And far slash 2H will go into an item. Okay, this is like one of the most basic interactions you do in the game. When you're doing far slash, check in people's movement. If you get a hit, this is what you want to do. First of all, This is like the easiest thing that you want to learn how to do. Now, I made a small video about like utilizing meter off far slash. I will cover the same points here, so you don't need to watch both videos. I'll just have everything concentrated here. But yeah, this is like one of the most basic confirms you want to do. This into item, and once you get the item out, you can like, if it's like trumpet, maybe you want to close in a bit and like try to fret. If it's weight, you can do like these kind of like close the gap, pressure. If it's mini fausts, you're definitely winning, or meteors. So all these things are like what you generally do off of far slash 2h. The second confirm you can do is far slash 5hh, and this is only if we're close enough. As you can see here, this will whiff. Here, the 5hh won't connect. So only about here, far slash 5hh becomes really nice. And why is it good? It's good because, one, it deals more damage. As you can see, far slash 2h doesn't really hit. 65. This is 100, so this is like nicer. Also, it's easier to get more items. So you can get 2 items a bit easier before the opponent even has a chance to recover. The next confirm you want to learn that is meterless is whenever you're close, you can get far slash 2h mix, like this. Okay, now this does do less damage than 5hh, but in cases where you want to stay close to the opponent, you can land it, okay, to kind of get this like close slash OTG if you do get to dash in. Now this is only when you're super close to the opponent, so usually it will come out of these kind of like dash momentum situations where you do like a far slash 2h, okay, and you do like a close slash OTG and you can follow up. Technically, you can get a 5k car mix there. Let me drop this a few times before I get it. Just a few more times, I promise. I'll drop it just a few more times, and I'll get it. The classic YouTube situation where I record something. Nothing to see here. Yeah, so these are like the general confirms you do off of grounded hits, as long as you don't have meter involved. It is okay to be satisfied with this. It is even better to be satisfied with this. If you do get this up close, get at least this. I really recommend this. This goes a long way. It will give you nice Oki. Like you can see, you can get this like hard meaty 5k with an item out. So if you can get this, I recommend. If not, it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely better to go for a hard knockdown. Okay, so these are the easy grounded confirms. Let's talk a bit about counter hits. Oh, I guess like I mentioned already, but like far slash from up close will connect to mix on crouchers. So that is like something, if you want to keep it in mind, you can. It's a bit hard usually to get like the mix loop off it, but it's doable. So there's a combo. Okay, back to the normal things. So actually, before counter hit, let's do wall. Wall is fairly similar to close slash in terms of combos, but since the spacing is a bit further, it's a bit harder to get these kind of combos. But as you can see, this is the normal BNB for close slash 5HH. So instead of doing close slash 5HH, close slash JHH, close slash 5H. Okay, seriously. Can't do BNBs when recording, right? So instead of doing this, you do it from far slash. You do it from far slash. But it requires a bit more strict timing, right? And you do this. Now, if you're struggling to do this combo, that's okay. You will most likely pick up with something like this, right? Now, this will put you at like 199. There is no difference between 5HH, between 5H and JD in the end there. It's like the same damage because of scaling. So you don't really need to be worried between doing JD or 5H. Especially if the enemy's HP is like lower. But generally speaking, that's like the easier combo. If you're struggling with that one too, doing 5k 6h mix, okay, is okay as well. As you can see, you're losing 11 damage, which is damage, but it's not the end of the world, especially once guts kick in, especially on high guts characters. So don't be worried if you're just doing that combo for now. That's also fine. Okay, just make sure you get that 5HH confirmed. That's where the big damage lies, really. So these are the free combos I recommend doing if you get wall hits. If you end up going for a far slash 2H mix, like it's okay. This happens, right? Going for a 5k JK mix is okay. Like, as you can see, like, when you do these kind of, like, mix confirms, it might not be the case that you can get close slash. Let me kind of try and show it. Here? Jesus. Yeah, so you can sometimes get it. Sometimes 5k will be more reliable. So if you do get it, you can go for like, yeah, here. Sometimes you get far slash instead of close slash. So just be careful with it. Sometimes it's better to just go for the 5k JK mix. You can break the wall also with... Jesus Christ, dude. How janky. Yeah, you can sometimes break the wall with JK, JD, but it is like pretty specific. Yeah, it's pretty hard to get, so maybe you want to use something else, like the JK mix. Okay, so these are the general hits that you get here at the wall, and the general combos you do. Now let's talk about counter hits. And that's where far slash becomes a very difficult tool to use. Not many people can confirm this consistently, but far slash on counter hit will connect to mix. And this is such a strong confirm. If you can land this in games, I also struggle with this. Don't feel bad if you struggle with it. If you can land this in games, it is super important, okay? And getting this muscle memory is super good, okay? Now, sometimes you can do this when you know you're punishing like a DP, a whiff DP, or maybe a whiffed grab that you backdashed and you're like in far slash range. That's where you want to start implementing these far slash mix, since it will up your damage by quite a bit, right? From doing like this, right? Which doesn't work, or doing, right? This doesn't work. Okay, so this confirm, super strong. It will lead to a mix loop. When you're like closer to the wall, you can like pretty consistently wall break from this, using like something like, I think it's close slash JK mix. Let me confirm this information. Yeah, you can do something like this. This is super strong confirm. 168 is like very nice. If you, again, always if you feel like the close slash is about to drop, you can use JK and go into mix. Wait, let me yeah, like this is also fine. You can break with JD. 6H sometimes whiffs there because of its janky hitbox. Sorry, wait. So let me just show it. I think it might hit, but like I usually don't use it there because I'm afraid it will whiff. But yeah, it's not a big damage difference, so you can use whichever one you want. JD is fine. That's kind of like a very important combo confirm. Even if you just get like the first like far slash into close slash mix, this is already such a big upgrade over this. So yeah, definitely go for it if you can. On crouching counter hit, this is pretty like unique, but like you can get a crouch confirm into thrust, and this is also a super good confirm, especially if you have meter, because you know Faust with meter on thrust can deal like pretty strong damage. You can like do some combo like this or something, and get like pretty nice damage. So especially with meter, this confirm can be super strong, but again, it's very hard to confirm. Don't feel bad if you're not confirming it. All of it is fine. Other than that, you can technically get a far slash 5H to connect into mix on counter hit. So if you're here and you get a 5H, you might not get it, but over here, this will connect. So this is something you might want to keep in mind. Sometimes you get this kind of like far slash counter hit when opponents are dashing into you and you're very close, and you can technically connect this into a 5k Kara mix. And I got on the first time, so I'm not going to do it again. So doing that with the Kara mix, or just doing the far slash 5H mix into pressure, item, close slash OTG, whatever you prefer, they're all good. So yeah, if you do get this situation, you can confirm this. This will make it a bit easier to get that hard knockdown. 100 damage is decent. You of course can do it from 2H as well. This also works. This one will make mix looping a bit easier. So yeah, these are things you should, could, and would know after you watch this video. Okay, so these are the counter hit confirms. In the corner, you don't really get anything different until you get meter, right? Like it's all pretty much the same things. I will say that if you're close enough, far slash thrust will connect. There's sometimes happens at the wall where you connect like, or like if you're like really close here, far slash counter hit really up close will connect to thrust. This is hardly a confirmable thing. This is super hard to see. Because like over here already it doesn't connect. Oh, over here it connect, but over here it doesn't, right? Yeah, so it's like, it's super like small details. It's really hard to tell. So use it if you want to, but just letting you know it's not the most consistent thing. So don't rely on it too much. Okay, this is definitely the thing you want to practice. I want to practice it too, I promise. And yeah. Now let's go into metered confirms. We don't really need counter hit anymore. So metered confirms whenever you're doing a mix loop out of far slash, like if you do land like a mix loop, of course you can use like one of the BRC options. Oh, sorry. If you let's go back before I'm going to like the more advanced stuff, I guess. Yeah. So if you get like a mix loop from all the options I showed earlier, so it could be like something like this. You can use a button like 5K to extend there. I'm trying to show it, but I'm kind of struggling. You can use like a BRC to close in. Could be a bit difficult to do it. Yeah, like this. Right? And do like some combos like this. Or just do like different combos. Getting a close slash there is pretty difficult, so don't worry about it too much. 5K is okay. If you do get far slash as a punish, you can do our normal combo with upper C. I always like to show this just because it does so much damage. I know that people generally don't use this in games, but if you ever use this in a game, make sure to clip it and send it to me. That's a route for far slash upper C mid-screen, 234 damage. Not too bad for a far slash. Okay, of course, if you get like a 2-hit confirm, I guess with this one it'd be hard, but maybe with 2H, you can still connect this. You will go into like a 5K. No, you do close slash 2S mix is like the most consistent combo, I think. Let me try and show it. Do close slash 2S mix. This is like the most consistent combo you can get there. Works on all characters. 212 damage, still not bad. If it's a far slash 2H, I don't think this will connect, but you can do a forward RC into a combo like this. Right, and these are perfectly fine combos. Also breaks to 200. Same is true for this situation. You just run them a bit, run up, and you make sure you don't miss space, I guess. That's pretty important. If you miss space, it sucks. Right? You can do Scarecrow S. I'm just doing it because it's like faster right now, but you can do Scarecrow S to break the wall. It will get you a bit more damage sometimes. So yeah. So these are like normal ways to convert with meter and get like a bit more damage on your combos. A way that is super important that I covered in a different video is doing fast mix. And the way it works is that you'll do a far slash 2H and you'll do a fast mix forward, okay? Like this, you'll drift it forward. So you're doing this, but you're canceling it into fast mix, like this, okay? And this basically lets you do the wall break from mid-screen that you get off normal mix loops. It's not the highest damage, but it's a fast mix, so you get less penalty and meter use. I feel like this is one of the most important meter confirms for Faust in the game. I don't know if everybody agrees on that, but this is a hit you get pretty commonly. Being able to confirm it into 2H and getting like a wall break from mid-screen, or getting like from here, for example, like getting a wall-to-wall carry. Right, you'll do like something like this. Right, and there at the corner. Like, I feel like these are super important and super valuable, so I really recommend learning this. I showed different ways of confirming this into a combo. Like, you can do something like this as well. 2 wall break, this is also fine. It's like an easier version where you don't have to do the fast mix. You just do like a drift and you hit in case like the opponent's like too far. If the opponent is close enough, you can just do one of these like combos we showed to hit the opponent. You can use technically this. This is a bit janky in my opinion, but you can use it. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. But you can do it. So a combo like this would work. It deals a bit better damage, but is very janky and very difficult to pull off, especially on the heavier weight characters. So keep that in mind in case you do want to use it. I really think this is a really good confirm, and I recommend learning it. Okay, so just showing it one more time. So that's another main use of meter during far/slash combos. Other than that, like, you will most likely use it in cases where you know you can kill. If you get like maybe you get a far/slash counter hit and you know you can get a combo. Oh, sorry. We'll like mix, right? You can do something like this. Oh, sorry. I think you get there like close/5H is the thing you get there. Oh, sorry. Right, you can do something like this. Close/5H. So all these are like decent combos you can do to just like break the wall in case you can like get close to killing an opponent. I showed earlier you can do a BRC option if you're close enough. Like let's say you get a far/mix. You can of course confirm into the JD BRC, which for some reason I'm not getting right now. Yeah, this thing. Right, into a 6H to break the wall. Another good combo, breaks 200 damage. So you have a bunch of normal options that you do off mix loops as always, and you have like the fast mix option, which is more important for normal hit than for counter hit. Like here, it's way more important where you don't really get a hard knockdown otherwise. So that's the general like confirms you really want to know with meter. If you ever get an air hit, I guess. Sorry, an air hit, you can technically like try to use meter. I don't know how confirmable this is. I don't really do it myself, but you could technically do something like this and get like a nice big wall combo. If you can ever do it, it's basically all the same routes that we would do off of like one hit, run them forward with like anything else. But again, this is super like rare hit to happen. So it's unlikely you're going to get it, and even harder that you're going to confirm it. So good luck with it, I guess. Like, maybe you'll make it, okay? Never stop believing. I'm like, pretty skeptical. Okay, so main thing, far/2H, fast mix, okay? This thing, if you're unsure of how to do it, I have a video on how to actually do this confirm, but this is the confirm you should learn. Is very important. There are substitutes, as we shown, like the 5k mix, 5k mix. It does give the opponent a bit too much burst, in my opinion, so using it is like not very optimal. We have the scarecrow option, right, which is okay. It's not too bad. And we have simply getting forward with like drift, right, and just hitting the opponent. So all these are good. Okay, all of these are good. With your back to the wall, let's see, you get something like this. Of course, backdrift RC can many times whiff, so you might want to just like get the okay, wait, yeah, okay. So you might want to just like drift forward and hit the opponent if you can kill him. Like it's a bit difficult to actually get them to side switch. Right, as you can see, it can be very difficult. This is why sometimes we'll just do the normal combo anyway, right? There's like an argument for doing Scarecrow K. Like I've used it before. It's a bit difficult to get that pickup. Let me try and show it. Oh. Struggles to do a combo on stream, on recording. So yeah, there's like an argument to use this combo. It is very strong and lets you break the wall. So if you are trying to get like a wall break there to kill, or just to corner the opponent, this is a viable combo to use, but it's very hard to land. Like going for an easier option could be better sometimes. So as you can see, even 5k there kind of struggles to land. So getting that close slash is very difficult. So practice it if you want to, is good. We don't really get our normal backdrift RC combos normally at the wall, so Sag. But if you're close enough, you can do our normal combos. They all work the same. Nothing's different. As long as you get like the correct confirm, you can just do the combo. If you don't, you can do like an easier version, since the opponent might be a bit far. Something like close slash ish, close slash 2s, 5h into 6h. Maybe you'll get some situations where you IB something and you can punish far slash. So maybe that's going to be useful. Who knows? So I think these are generally all the combos you should know. I feel like I've done this faster than other guides, but I'll check the length very soon. Okay, so I hope you'll learn to use far slash to the best of its potential. Remember, far slash is for the grounded game. If they're jumping, you force them down first, then you far slash them. Make sure to learn the RPS and control it very well with like far slash thrust, far slash 2h, far slash wait, and all of that so you can get that far slash item. Okay, so make sure that you're in control of that, and once you do get the hits, make sure you confirm it correctly. If you have meter, learn how to do this. This is super important. The fast mix from the drift forward RC, right? So make sure you learn how to do that. If you're at the wall, try to get as much damage as you can, if possible with the 5HH, and if not possible, from the mix. What did I do there last time? Oh, I did sorry. I'm trying to do the fast one because I have meter. Seriously, do it. Yeah, or doing this, which is okay. Okay, so make sure you know all your confirms, and yeah, just have the best time of your life doing far slash, okay? Till the next episode, I hope you have a good whatever you're having. Bye-bye.